Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. So week 8, we are getting ready here, and man, it is kind of interesting to see what we got going on. Um, have y'all heard about these AJ Brown trade rumors going on? Like why would you be trading one of the best wide receivers in the league just because you're not using them? You know what I mean? Like I get like you got Saquon Barkley, but dude, AJ Brown is a beast. Like he already made the Titans look stupid by them trading AJ Brown for the draft pick that got them Traylon Burks not 3 years ago, and Traylon Burks isn't even on the team anymore. Like he is a bust of bust, like massive star coming out of Arkansas. Everybody thought he was just going to be dominant. Even the Titans thought he was going to be dominant. And now here they are, like now that they're saying they're not going to trade AJ Brown. But how many times do we always see this, man? Like we always see, like, oh, we're not trading 100%. We're not trading, and then sure enough, they get traded at some point. I mean, you have another great receiver in Devonta Adams. I mean, not Devonta, excuse me, Devonta Smith, the Slim Reaper. But I don't know. This is going to be something to be interesting to watch going forward, to see what's going to happen with that. So we got Drake London. Okay, so this is an important one. We got an hour until the kickoffs, and Drake London has been declared out for week 8. Turn my gain up here a little bit. So the thing with Drake London is that sucks because Michael Penix has been doing really good with him. Now I don't. Michael Penix isn't going to be an issue today, but you've got Bijan, you got Kyle Pitts. No matter pretty much who's going to be throwing the ball for the Atlanta Falcons, it's going to be looking like they're going to miss Drake London. I would fire up Bijan, man. I feel like that offense is going to continue to go through Bijan Robinson, and they're going to be successful. Now, I'm not saying that the Atlanta Falcons are like just an unbeatable team and things like that as long as they have Bijan, but as long as they have Bijan, they're going to be competitive. Um, so Miami Dolphins. We know the Dolphins are kind of a crap show right now. Tua don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on there. He just hasn't been playing good football. But he come up this morning with an illness, but they're saying he's still going to play. So I don't know if his like little tummy hurts or what's going on with Tua. He's always got just weird things going on with him. But I'm I'm still not trusting anybody in this offense outside of Devon Achane. It just nothing really looks great to me. And if Tua's going to be ill, that means he's really not going to be performing at his best, which hasn't looked that great. Let's face it, it hasn't looked that great so far. So that's what we're kind of worried about right now. As far as some other outs and injuries, things like that. So outs, we're looking at Garrett Wilson. Okay, so Garrett Wilson, you're not going to be playing him, even though Justin Fields is going to be playing today after essentially like being benched. So what are we doing with Justin Fields? Let me know in the comments what we're doing with Justin Fields because that's a pretty tough one, man. Somebody that people were really, really excited that was going to get another opportunity in New York, and it just didn't work out. So, but before we get too far into it, if you have not yet found out, Kingmaker Sports, we are partnered with W Energy. I got them right here. They're part of my game day routine. They are a powder-based energy drink. You just mix with water and your favorite cup, shaker, tumbler, whatever. Use code maker, yeah, essentially. Use code Kingmaker when you check out. They have all kind of cool flavors actually. They're blowing up, man. They're pretty popular. They actually have a lot of stuff that's sold out right now that they're bringing back in at the end of the month, which luckily enough we're at the end of the month. Um, Lots of really cool flavors. Go to up there at w.gg and look at all that they have on there, all their tubs, their tubs of powders. It's really cool. Like I was a big like Monster Energy drink guy, C4, like all the like the can, and oh man, my guts. Like I didn't realize until I stopped drinking all that stuff. like my guts feel so much better. I don't know what they're putting in those energy drink cans, but I don't know this powder. I've been a fan of it. I like it. It tastes good. Even my wife likes it, and she's not an energy drink person at all. Like to her, this is awesome. She likes this. We're waiting on a bunch more from W Energy, but go to w.gg and get 10% off your every order with code Kingmaker. That's a lifetime code. Code Kingmaker, and you will thank me later. All right, back to the news. All right, so this game day morning, this is a time where you can ask your roster questions, any trade issues that you might have. Um, but let's go over some news. Let's continue with the outs. All right, so Houston Texans, Nico Collins, Christian Kirk. That's hurting you, man. Have not having Nico Collins, just a dog alpha, not out there. Already not great for the Texans. Their offensive line has been their weak point for that team, and it's hard because the running game can't get going outside of some big spots from Woody Marks and his catching ability. The pass catchers, they have really good pass catchers. Like so, looking at Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, and Jaden Higgins being the three that really stand out. Now I know Tank Dell, like we are so excited for him to come back because what him and CJ Stroud have, that relationship that Tank Dell and CJ Stroud have, is so important because like when a quarterback trusts a receiver like Tank Dell, you cannot you cannot take that for granted because when they have that, like especially for fantasy football, hey, I'm starting Tank Dell because that's CJ Stroud's boy. You know what I mean? So we got a from C Russ got a question. Judkins versus a tough Patriots run defense or a struggling Derrick Henry without Lamar. I saw something about Lamar, but regardless, um, so we got Judkins. Oh, 6, 7. Oh my god. My son comes in to show me the battery on his phone is at that 67%. Oh my god. I don't know. Are y'all's kids out there or and teenagers doing the same thing as mine are with the whole like 6, 7? Like they're going crazy with this stuff. Like they're just walking around 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7 for no reason. It's insane. Um, but yeah, so Quinshot and Judkins versus a tough Patriots defense. So let's break it down. Let's go one at a time. So yes, Quinshot Judkins is really the only person right now on the Browns offense that I trust because it looks like they are going to be feeding him and featuring him often, and he's not game script dependent from what it looks like. Okay, now let's keep also in mind the Browns have a tough defense. Okay. So if the Browns can keep the game with the Patriots close, that's good for Quinshon Judkins as far as they're going to run the ball. As long as he's getting about, 3 to 5 yards, a handoff, that's great. That's what you want. I'm not shying away from Judkins, but if you're picking between Judkins and now the second question, Derrick Henry, who has been struggling, that's true, has been struggling without Lamar Jackson. Now, Derrick Henry is somebody that's made me eat a lot of crow over the past like 3 or 4 years. Okay. And C Russ, you are a Titans fan, so I'm sure you're happy about me eating this crow on this. But Derrick Henry, I still think is good, but I think we finally got to that point on him to where maybe Father Time is starting to win that battle with Derrick Henry. So look, I'm still gonna go with Quinshon Judkins, man. Even against the Patriots run defense, I like Quinshon Judkins. I'm sorry. Um, man, it's escaping me. Let me see who the Ravens are playing. Actually, I don't know. Um, NFL scores, and the Ravens are playing. Oh, am I missing it here? What the heck? Okay, let me slow down. I'm scrolling. Wait. Oh, Ravens playing the Bears. Yeah, but the Bears aren't anything to gawk at. Um, I don't know. The Ravens haven't really been doing much, so I'm gonna go Quinshon Judkins. I know it doesn't sound great, but I mean, dude's got 5 touchdowns already and almost 500 yards on the ground. So I'm gonna go Quinshon Judkins here, but just because the Bears offense is probably gonna get ahead on this. So uh yeah, I like that. I can't believe I'm actually asking that question. Man, that's crazy. Um what did he say? Titans fans have very little to be happy about right now. Man, you're not wrong, but you know what? I don't think it's the talent you have around you. That's the thing. Is I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's got to be more of the management. Now you already got rid of Brian Callahan. So that's a start, right? Not all offensive coordinators and all defensive coordinators are meant to be head coaches. That's fine because you can run an offense, but when you're managing grown men, like wealthy grown men, they don't really unless okay, let me rephrase that. Unless you're a guy like a D'Amico Ryans or a Mike Vrabel who you had in the building and they released him for some reason. I that that firing surprised me so much. I could not believe that happened. But regardless, this is the world we live in now, and you don't really have a head coach right now. But I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's the talent's problem. So moving on. So back to our outs. We talked about Nico Collins and Christian Kirk being out for the Texans against the 49ers. This isn't an ideal. This isn't ideal for the 49ers. 49ers, they just seem to be able to put up numbers. Like Kyle Shanahan just guy's a magician. He knows his offense. Sorry, I'm gonna give me some ad W this morning. Hold on. Oh man. That stuff's good. That stuff's good. And I'm a coffee person too, but in those mornings and stuff like that, like you get up, go to the gym, stuff like that. Nice cold drink right there to wake you up. So our next, so we got Tua with the illness we talked about. All right. So there's a trade. The Jacksonville Jaguars, for some reason, have said, "Hey, we're looking to trade Brian Thomas Jr." Why would you trade your best offensive weapon? That don't make no dang sense. They're fielding calls to trade Brian Thomas Jr. Can somebody explain that to me? So if you're a team that is needing wide receiver help, like what are you doing? Go give up. See it, bro. See if they'll take a second and a player. See if they'll take a second and a player for Brian Thomas Jr. and thank me later. Like, go do that. How are you not saying, hey, like, take like okay. That they would never do that with that team. But anyway, my point is the Jaguars and the Eagles are doing some dumb stuff right now. So the Eagles, we know that they're thinking about trading AJ Brown, even though they've already said, "Hey, we're not doing that." Bro, we know you're lying. Okay, um, I don't trust anything that they say at all, not even a little bit. So what are some players that you're confidently starting this week? Okay, so players that I'm confidently starting Christian McCaffrey. Duh, like, mm. um, I'm confidently starting all of my Colts offensive players. Like if you listen to this show before the season and you had any reservations about rookies, which, hey, this is your rookie stop. Myself and Mick, bro, we love scouting. We love watching film. So if you had any doubt on rookies, you're like, man, I don't want to draft this. Hopefully you went ahead and drafted Tyler Warren. And hopefully you got him late because some other schmucks that you play with in your league don't subscribe to Kingmaker Sports. And you went ahead and took Tyler Warren, and now you're looking like a genius. They're like, oh, Joe, how did you know to get Tyler Warren? Because I subscribed to Kingmaker Sports, dummy. And they said Tyler Warren's gonna be the real deal. Surprise, hey, he's the real deal. So it took him a couple of weeks, but you know what? That helped out for you. If you said, "Hey, I think Tyler Warren is going to be better. Let me go trade for him right now from that guy who's like, oh, a couple of weeks, he hasn't done anything great, still ain't got a touchdown or whatever. Like, here, I'll give you Tyler Warren, you give me whatever." Now he's a starter, like every week starter, locked and loaded on a great offense, on an offense that nobody saw coming. Nobody saw the Colts being 6-1, being this good. So, I mean, Tyler Warren, 439 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, but he's got touchdowns on the ground. Like they're handing this kid the ball. So go get you some Tyler Warren if he's still available, which he's not. He's not. He's already in people's starting lineups. The only way you're going to get him is if somebody's already like lost their season. That's the only way that you're doing that at all. So, but as far as all the other Colts, I like all the other Colts. Obviously, you're starting Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has had just break off after break off run this whole season. 697 yards and 10 touchdowns. Like, what? It's ridiculous. Like, Jonathan Taylor is just tearing you up. So, if there's a team out there that has Jonathan Taylor and Bijan Robinson, bro, you might give him the trophy already or whatever. Trophy or rings or whatever. I know in my two leagues, we're doing rings. So like this year, I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is the ring that we got going on this year. It's just 2025. It's big. It's a heavy ring. Like here, I'll show you here. Like it's a fatty ring. Like the size of like a Super Bowl ring or something like that. Like that's heavy. So, but both my leagues are getting those this year. So I saw those. I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. Like go with rings instead of like having to deal with a trophy. Because I don't know if you're in a league where you have people like from all across the country or whatever like that, or pretty far apart. So like I'm pretty diverse in our league mates. So we've got league mates that stretch from like literally from California to Tennessee, like literally across the country. This is nice because then I can just put this in a box, and here's the other one right here. I can put this in a box and I can just mail it. And that's what I want to see here. So, all right. So let's play a little game right here. So let's look at would you rather start Travion Henderson or Nick Chubb? Okay. So what's going on with Travion Henderson? Are we panicking on him? At least for redraft this year, I think it's okay to go ahead and cut Travion Henderson. Not happy about that. Love me some Hendo. Love me some Hendo since he was a freshman in college. Hurts my heart a little bit. Okay. So go ahead and cut Travion Henderson if you have better options on the waiver wire. Because for some reason, Josh McDaniels doesn't like rookie anything. I feel like he's playing the whole like Bill Belichick stuff. But why would you go draft Travion Henderson as high as you did and not play him? Even though I get it, like Ramondre Stevenson is your veteran, and he's got the contract. Like I get it, right? But winning football games, which they're doing, okay, to be fair, they're doing, but that should be your priority. That should be your only priority. But it ain't looking good for Travion Henderson owners. especially those of us in dynasty. Like let's say you drafted Travion Henderson in the first round, which you should have, and that's fine. He hasn't lost value at all, but he hasn't gained any either. If you went ahead and drafted Travion Henderson in dynasty leagues, and you thought he was going to start week 1 and do really great, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to put him on my active roster. It's not you're not looking great right now because it's like, damn man, like I should have just left him on taxi for week 1. Like, obviously outliers. There's certain outliers that you will start week 1, but look, bench, not bench, but keep your rookies on taxi for at least week 1 and then see how it goes. So like I was keeping Tyler Warren on my taxi for the first couple weeks, but I did need tight end help. Okay. But luckily enough that saved me. Or I was doing okay and my other players made up for it. But you went ahead and you got Tyler Warren and you put him in your starting roster after week 2. And you're like, okay, this is it. You know, he's doing good. So same thing with like a Mason Taylor who is helping you right now. But Mason Taylor's still one of those players where you're like, okay, he's on the Jets, and that's the problem. Is that he's on the Jets? Let's talk about the Jets and Bengals matchup for a second, because this is so the Bengals should just beat the brakes off the Jets, but you're not happy or proud about any of this stuff at all. So Joe Flacco, who was doing very well, all right. Joe Flacco came in and was supporting Jamar Chase and supporting T. Higgins. All right. Because he was a much better passer at 40 years old or however old he is than Jake Browning was. All right. So you were able to confidently again start Jamar Chase. You were confidently again to be able to start T. Higgins. But now against the Jets, this is probably going to be like a big time Chase Brown game. The Jets are just all around bad. They don't know how to play football. They forgot. I don't know what it is, what's going on with the New York Jets, but they have completely forgot how to play the game of football. And Justin Fields is not great at all, not even close. I don't even know if he knows how to play the quarterback position because there was like a whole game where he didn't pass the ball but a couple times. So how are you going to sit here and say, "Yep, I'm a proud Garrett Wilson owner"? No, you're not. You are not proud of Garrett Wilson, who's out today, by the way. So again, like, what are you doing? The only person on the Jets that I'm confidently starting today is going to be Breece Hall. And I want to say Mason Taylor, but he had an injury designation. Let me see real quick what that's looking like. Because if Mason Taylor is still injured, then I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit on him, even if he's got a little bit of an injury. I mean, the Jets really are just playing for the 101 right now. That's all they're doing. So let's look at the Jets injury report real quick. Okay. So Mason Taylor, they have him as questionable. Okay. But he is expected to play. I think if he plays and you don't have any other options at tight end, you play Mason Taylor. But I'm also just going to confidently start Breece Hall. That's really the only Jet that I'm confidently starting is Breece Hall. Even though he's questionable, but again, expected to play. So just the whole Jets offense it's a nightmare. Like it's a nightmare right now. Let's look at on the Bengals side. Okay. Let's look at them. Boy, they really missing Joe Burrow. So, okay, first off, I gotta get something on my chest. If you can't confidently, if you can't be more confident in your quarterback and your offense than to build an offensive line around them, did we all not see how the Colts ruined Andrew Luck's career? You shorted that kid about 10 years of his career because you, looking at you, Ryan Grigson, you ruined everything that the Colts had built. Tony Dungy handed all of you an empire and said, hey, here you go. Bill Polian, Peyton Manning, Jim Irsay, RIP. They said, hey, here, don't screw it up. Jim Irsay made a mistake. He hired Ryan Grigson. Hey, look, man, players mess up from time to time. All right. Even Michael Jordan missed a shot every now and then. But the thing is, Ryan Grigson just said, hey, thank you for making me the general manager of the team. How am I gonna mess this up? Let's figure this out. All right. Let's not build an offensive line. But you know what we will do? We will get one of the greatest generational quarterbacks of this time. We'll give him, T.Y. Hilton, a really good receiver. Like we'll give him the back end of Reggie Wayne, who still was serviceable, not great, but serviceable. And you let that dude see the grass more than he saw the sunlight. And now he's the general manager of the Stanford Cardinal, where his alma mater. Looking skinny. That boy looks skinny. Which, bro, he was like, oh. You injured that kid so much that he said, I'm done. He quit. He's like, I'm spending my whole life in the rehab facility trying to get better. But anyways, the Bengals. My point is the Bengals need to build an offensive line. You paid T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. I agree with two of them. Pay Jamar Chase, pay Joe Burrow. Boom, you got alpha and alpha. T. Higgins, while good, okay, he could have been an alpha on another team. So you said, hey, look, we got two alpha receivers. Let's pay them. But you didn't get nobody to protect Joe Burrow. One of, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion, one of the better quarterbacks as far as accuracy, timing, everything you can think of. Hey, this is what I want a quarterback to be. He has it. And you decided, hey, look, we don't need to give him offensive line. That's not in the budget. Our budget is only for receivers. That's it. Not offensive linemen. You ain't paying nobody else. You ain't paying Trey Hendrickson, who last year led the league in sacks. You ain't paying that dude. So he about to be gone. He's the only good thing about your defense. The only good thing. The Indianapolis Colts are thanking you every day for you releasing Lou Anarumo, because Lou Anarumo didn't have no pieces to work with over there outside of Trey Hendrickson. And now, look what this fool's doing over in Indianapolis. This dude's not playing players in their positions. He's playing players as athletes. Well, hey, what can you do? Okay, well, you are not a stereotypical outside linebacker. Okay, or you are not a stereotypical strong safety. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you in a hybrid type of form, because you are a better athlete. You fit outside of those two stereotypical boxes of a player. So the Bengals have no defense at all. That is the only way that I feel like Breece Hall is going to succeed today, is because the Bengals suck on defense. I mean, fire up Jamar Chase. Fire up Chase Brown. Fire up T. Higgins. That's it. That's it. Normally you would say like, "Oh, I'm going to stream the Bengals defense. They're playing the Jets. They're horrible." Normally, yes, you would say that. Not the Bengals defense though. Like I don't feel confident about starting the Bengals defense today. I would not. Please don't do that. Please don't. Uh, could they do good? Yes, they could do good. But I'm not gonna put my money on that, and I'm not gonna tell you to put your money on that. Don't do that. So next, away from these two garbage teams, what's weird is this could actually be an exciting game to watch because it's like that car wreck that never ends, just crash after crash after crash, and you can't stop watching. You're like, all right, when's the next crash gonna happen? All right, what's the next trash play? Is Justin Fields gonna get his own Mark Sanchez moment? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The old butt fumble. And if you don't know the butt fumble, go look it up and you'll thank me. Um, but so hey, real quick. So if you haven't been here before, if you noticed the banner, the banner rolling at the bottom of the screen down here, subscribe for your chance to be entered into a free jersey giveaway at 200 subs. Okay. So we started this Kingmaker Sports endeavor this season. And uh if you are new to fantasy football, or maybe you're not new to fantasy football, maybe you've been playing for a while now, all right, go ahead and get locked in here, so that way you can get, when we go live Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're talking about waivers. We're getting ahead of everything, so that way you can get ahead of everything. What waivers to put in, who we're confidently starting, sitting, what the injury status is after their Monday updates, things like that. So if you want to get entered to win a free jersey, okay, and it's a fantasy relevant jersey, we may even like ask you like, hey, what jersey do you want? But we are going to mail you a jersey once we hit 200 subs. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're here, so that way you can get you a jersey, man. Get that fresh one. I'm rocking the Booby Miles today, right? Because if you want to win, you put Booby in, and this thing's nice too. Like got the stitch and everything, so I'm pretty happy about this. Um, I'm in that era where I'm like supporting. I buy stuff from people I support. So this is one of my favorite movies of all time, Friday Night Lights. So that's why I got this one. But anyways, moving on. So next matchup, we got the Dolphins and we got the Falcons. We talked about how bad the Dolphins have been. It's embarrassing because we know the pieces that offense has. Um, I don't know what's going on, man. I think Mike McDaniel is a good offensive coordinator. I just don't think that he's doing well as a head coach. He's not one of those type of people that you respect. Like he doesn't have that authority about him. Like he wants to be your friend. Hey guys, come on over here to my house and we'll watch the pay per view, bro. That's you want to be friends, that's fine, but you ain't gonna be my coach because I have no respect for you. When you all are 3 foot and look like a kid that got swirlies in school. The Dolphins don't support Mike McDaniel. I mean, you can look at their play on the field, you can look at them on the sidelines, and I think Mike McDaniel understands, like, he doesn't have this team. He doesn't have the respect of the team. In his press conferences, it's so bad. Oh my goodness! If you have watched a Mike McDaniel press conference this season, you think it's a funeral. You're just like, yeah, we run the ball, and that didn't work. So we decided to throw the ball, and that didn't work either. So I just pulled my pants up to my calves, and showed off my expensive shoes and my gold Rolex, and that's pretty much what I did. But yeah, well, we gotta do better. That's Mike McDaniel. It's like, bro, just leave, just resign, because all you're doing right now is you're hurting the team. Tyreek Hill, he was a kind of a toxic player. He's not there anymore. I don't think you're gonna see Tyreek Hill suit up for the Miami Dolphins ever again. Personally, I don't. Um, he was excited that he was out for the season. So one, he don't have to play no more for the Miami Dolphins, and then two, he's still gonna get paid. Okay, because they pay that dude, which they should have. I mean, cheated, bro. Um, do I think there are better days ahead for the Miami Dolphins? I do. I do. I think they have a lot going on as far as Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon. And I'm not out on Jalen Wright either. I think Jalen Wright's still pretty good. So as far as their running back room, I think they have a lot of talent there. Sorry, W break. W.GG, code Kingmaker, 10% off. And as far as their receivers go, Jalen Waddle, I mean, we know Jalen Waddle's good, right? But he can't throw himself the ball. I mean, he's fast enough. He probably could. To be honest with you, he probably could. But the Dolphins traded away Jonnu Smith because they had Darren Waller. Darren Waller's still decent. We see that. He's still decent. But problem is like, if you feel like you can compete, you don't trade away competing assets that can score touchdowns. And he's one of them. So the Dolphins are struggling right now, right? So if I'm the Falcons today, like I'm going to embarrass the Dolphins. I'm just going to run Bijan down their throat all day long. Even though Drake London is out, I may use this to, hey, let's run some different stuff for Kyle Pitts, see what he can do. It really don't matter who they put out there at quarterback for the Falcons. I think this is going to be the Bijan Robinson show. Bijan probably could get you 3 touchdowns a day. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. So Bijan could get you 3, whether it be on the ground, through the air, it don't matter. 3 touchdowns is 3 touchdowns. But moving on to the next one. So we had a great question earlier from C. Russ pertaining Quinshon Judkins. All right. So Quinshon Judkins is somebody that 467 yards, 5 touchdowns on the season so far. He missed all training camp because of some legal issues and things like that. And it looked like it was going to be kind of tough for him. But Dylan Sampson came out week 1 and just shredded it, showed that he's a PPR machine. So if Judkins ever does go out, like you go get you some Dylan Sampson. If you're in Dynasty and you got Quinshon Judkins, I promise you can go out and you can get Dylan Sampson for very, very cheap right now because they're not confident in Dylan Sampson because of Quinshon Judkins. So with that, go start Quinshon Judkins today. Now, I know the Patriots have a really, really solid defense. I get it. Okay. I get it. But the thing is, they're feeding Quinshon Judkins no matter what's happening. The Browns are 2-5, so they're losing games. Okay. I don't think the Browns think at all that they're going to the playoffs or anything like that. Especially after collecting quarterbacks like Thanos collected the Infinity Stones. Which, oh god, it was like every time. Oh, Brown signed another quarterback. Oh, okay, great, yeah. After you just drafted 2 of them, I don't know, whatever. We may get to see Shedeur Sanders sooner than we thought. I think at this point, like, what do you got to lose? Give it old Shedeur and let him get it. Let's see what Shedeur Sanders has. Drake May. All right. So we talked about you're firing up Quinshon Judkins. Okay, that's what you're doing. Drake May, 1,700 yards on the season so far, 12 touchdowns. He's only thrown 2 interceptions. That's really good. So if you're needing quarterback help and Drake May is available on waivers, go get Drake May. Especially today, the Patriots are going to beat the brakes off the Browns. Like they should beat the brakes off the Browns. But the good thing is the Browns are not going to shy away from Quinshon Judkins. They shouldn't at all. I think you could probably see some Isaiah Bond garbage time here. Isaiah Bond is somebody out of Texas. Another one, another Brown who had legal trouble. Okay. After he dealt with some allegations and things like that of some misconduct, held his innocence, whatever. Like we're not judge, jury, and execution here on Kingmaker Sports. We don't do that. But those are what the things were. So, anyways, Isaiah Bond is somebody in Dynasty. If you play Dynasty, which is you run it like an NFL team, you draft your rookies, you sit them on your practice squad until they're ready to be promoted to your active roster. You make trades through the offseason and things like that. Dynasty is one of those games that is very is one of those games that is very detailed and really really fun to play. So if you love fantasy football and you were like, man, like why can't I just play fantasy football year round? You can. Dynasty fantasy football is the way to go. Play Dynasty, but do not think that you're going to go into Dynasty thinking like, oh, okay, like I'm just going to draft all these win now pieces because you may not even win that first year. Which I don't count the first year of Dynasty as a win because that's pretty much a redraft. You've done no offseason work at all in the first year of Dynasty. But Father Time is undefeated. Your players will get old. Your players will get worse. Okay, they will get slow. So don't do that. All right. But yeah, so Patriots, we're playing Drake May. All right. Play Ramondre Stevenson. Those are the people that you play. Fair enough? All right. Next, for a noon slate, we got the Giants going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles, the defending world champion Philadelphia Eagles. All right. Where we talked about AJ Brown, there was a lot of trade speculation with AJ Brown and all that stuff. They'd be dumb to trade away AJ Brown. First off, like especially when you're trying to go back to the playoffs and all that stuff like that, and that's what you're trying to do. What, son? Oh, you just gonna come interrupt me while I'm doing a show, bro? I got the light on. I got my mic. I'm talking. What? Yeah, I'm doing a show. At least come in and tell them, hey, all right, come here. Tell everybody who your favorite player of all time is. In the mic where they can hear you.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. All right, close the door. All right, so Peyton Manning's his favorite player. His name is Peyton, by the way. So he's named after Peyton Manning. I'm a Colts fan. So if you didn't know that. Anyways, so back to the defending world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. I don't know what to say. They're winning ball games, right? They're winning ball games, but they're not doing anything to really wow you. You know what I mean? But you got to play their players because their offense is good. I mean, Nick Sirianni's good. Devontae Smith is good. So AJ Brown is weird because AJ Brown's like hot and cold. Like he'll have a good game, but he'll have like 2 or 3 bad games where they just forget that he's on the team. It is aggravating. Look, I'm not gonna lie, it is aggravating. Okay, so you kind of gotta play AJ Brown if you have him because you took him high. All right. You're starting Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is producing for you. Okay. Um, as far as quarterbacks go in non like super flex or just standard scoring, whatever like that, like 20 points, 22 points, like that's what you want out of a quarterback, and that's what he's getting you. But I don't know. AJ Brown's a tough one because you really honestly don't know what you're getting. What's going to happen? Are they going to forget about AJ Brown this week? What's going to happen? But good thing is he's out today, so you don't have to worry about playing him. Okay, AJ Brown is out, but fire up your Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith to the moon. Get you some of that Slim Reaper. All right. So now next, the Giants. Okay. We are enjoying watching the Giants. We like watching Cam Scatterboo just drop his helmet and just run through a brick wall. Okay. while he's biting ankles down there in the pile. We enjoy watching Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart looks solid. He looks like a NFL quarterback. So, I mean, I'm down with it. Um, I don't really trust anybody else on this Giants offense. So this isn't a favorable matchup for either of those guys because the Eagles defense is really good. Um, and the Giants are 0-4 on the road. So which they're 2-5, so they're 0 in a lot of things right now. Jalen Hurts is gonna have a monster game here. Saquon Barkley is gonna have a monster game here. This one's pretty obvious to me, I feel like. You want to play Jackson Dart and you want to play Cam Scatterboo, but I don't know if I'd trust that. Next, Bills Panthers. Josh Allen. You're playing Josh Allen. So the obvious stuff, I feel like I don't have to talk about the obvious stuff, right? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Like, do you like saying like, oh, fire up Josh Allen? Well, no, duh. Of course I'm playing Josh Allen. So the Panthers are intriguing, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because the Panthers actually are kind of up and coming, okay? Look, I still don't think Bryce Young is an NFL level quarterback. I don't think he's going to be like I don't think he's going to do that great in the NFL. And you may. That's fine. You may like him. Not a problem. But I think their quarterback is not on their roster right now. Okay. Uh, but so today our inactives. All right. Bryce Young not playing. Hunter Renfro not playing. DJ Dallas not playing. So Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, the TCU boy, Katy, Texas. Go ahead and fire up Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton still got it. All right. He's in a position today where he's gonna be able to show what he's got against the Bills. They're gonna need to throw the ball. So I think you fire up your Ted McMillan. I think you fire up your Andy Dalton. If you're down on quarterback and you need quarterback help, go get you Andy Dalton. Okay. He will fill in for you just fine. All right. I'm not saying Andy Dalton is going to be your answer the rest of the year. I'm not saying that. But this week will be okay because they're going to be trailing. And what do? You pass the ball when you're trailing. So, Paul Nennig, welcome, man. Welcome, man. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get you a free jersey. Do I start Zay Flowers or Chase Brown full PPR? Great timing, actually. We just talked about Chase Brown and the Bengals, who are playing the Jets. So fire up your Chase Brown. Go ahead and play Chase Brown against Zay Flowers. So Lamar Jackson is out. I'm gonna play Chase Brown. So I have a theory. I play starting running back over any non-elite receiver. Okay. I wouldn't play Chase Brown over CeeDee Lamb, obviously, because duh, right? But go play Chase Brown. You're gonna be very excited over Zay Flowers. Okay. Lamar Jackson is out today. So go ahead and play Chase Brown. Thank you for that question. You see at the bottom, Paul, once we hit 200 subs, you get a free jersey. So we'll go ahead and enter you in for a free jersey. Just go ahead and subscribe to the channel because you cannot win if you aren't subscribed. Thank you for that question, man. Spread the word. So next matchup, we got the Bears and the Ravens. Just talked about Zay Flowers, right? I'm not crazy about any Ravens, man. Like, and I should be. I should be excited, but Lamar Jackson being out, even like Jair Franklin, their corner, being out. So that means, hey, there's a weakness in the secondary. All right. They're not great. Okay. The Ravens are 4-12 whenever Lamar Jackson's not playing. So they're not going to be doing great. Man, I don't know what to tell you. Derrick Henry has not look great at all. He's been a shell of himself. The Ravens this year, this just ain't the Ravens we're used to seeing at all. So I'm not confident in any of my Ravens. I mean, they're 1-5, dude. Like who would have thought the Ravens would have been 1-5 with the talent that they have? Now I get Lamar's now Lamar Jackson adds an element to this team that it shows in the stat category. It shows in the win-loss column. Okay. But the Bears right now, the Bears are starting to find their identity on offense with Ben Johnson. So Roma Dunze is somebody that I'm confident in. Okay. I still don't think Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. I think he's a selfish quarterback. So Caleb Williams hurts your fantasy players for that team because he's not accurate, but somehow he finds a way to get the ball to Odunze, which is good. Okay. As long as Odunze gets points and he's on your team, that's what you want. Okay. So that's fine. That's all fine and dandy, right? So Buccaneers and Saints. Okay. So this is the start of our afternoon. So you've got the Bucks who are just rolling with Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield is enjoying his time, even though what's weird is he hasn't had all three of his big weapons healthy at the same time. He hasn't had Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Emeka Egbuka healthy at the same time. And now, so this is a tricky game, okay? Because it can trick you into thinking that okay, the Bucks are winning the division, I believe. Okay, the Bucks are one of the best teams in football. Baker Mayfield is on another level right now. I think this is somebody that you can get really, really excited about. Okay. Um, as far as looking at their draft, I mean, Egbuka, dude, Egbuka's come out looking so good. Oh my God, Emeka Egbuka looks so good. He is everything that we thought he was at Ohio State. Emeka Egbuka is the future of this team. If you thought like, okay, hey, I'm not gonna if you're in Dynasty, I'm not gonna go after Egbuka, or even a redraft. You're like, oh, I'm not gonna go after Egbuka because of Chris Godwin or because of Mike Evans. Bro, Mike Evans ain't coming back this year, the rest of the year. They're trying to say like, oh, he'll be back for the playoffs and that, which they're gonna make the playoffs. But NFL playoffs and fantasy playoffs do not coincide. So that doesn't help fantasy players. All right. So that means that Mike Evans, you can go ahead and drop off your team. Just get that off of there. Get somebody else. Tez Johnson. Get Tez Johnson on there. Like their 7th round pick has actually been okay. He's not Mike Evans. Okay. I'm not saying he's Mike Evans. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Okay. But Tez Johnson has been serviceable for them in Mike Evans' absence. Okay. Egbuka is still your number 1 there. Okay. Chris Godwin will stay with the team. I'm not sure what the future holds for Mike Evans. So if you're in Dynasty, I would go ahead and try and move Mike Evans as soon as he's healthy. Try and move him because we talk about all the time. Father Time is undefeated. Okay. So against the Saints today, Saints are another bad team. They're just another bad team. And you're not happy about that. You're not confidently starting Alvin Kamara. You're not confidently starting with Spencer Rattler. There's nothing about this team that's confident. Juwan Johnson, yeah. So I stand corrected. So even a Chris Olave, oh man, I love me some Chris Olave, like I do. You're not confident, man. And there's not much to be confident about in New Orleans right now. But I like Kellen Moore. I like Kellen Moore's mindset, his offense, but he's another one of those like young guys. But good thing is he was a former player. Whereas I talked about with Mike McDaniel earlier about how like the players don't respect Mike McDaniel. Like there's nothing about that man that commands respect. At least with Kellen Moore in his day was probably the most successful quarterback in college in his time at Boise State. Like, bro, that was the last time that Boise State was dominant before Ashton Genty was Kellen Moore. So Kellen Moore knows offense. Like Kellen Moore with the Cowboys, their offense was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Kellen Moore, Chargers, their offense was phenomenal. It was really good. And now Kellen Moore's getting the chance in New Orleans to show what he's got. Now, Chris Olave is going to be part of that. Okay. Don't panic on Chris Olave. Alvin Kamara is not going to be part of that. Okay. If you have Alvin Kamara and you are not looking like you're going to make the playoffs this year, go ahead and move Alvin Kamara for the best offer that you can get. Okay. Alvin Kamara is probably gonna. He said if he gets traded, he's just gonna, like, what did he say? Drink mojitos, or what was it? Anyway, pretty much go on vacation if he gets traded. Which, I mean, hey, he's made enough money in his career, he can do that. Whatever. Like, just say, all right, boom, I'm retiring. You traded me. But he might want to pump the brakes on that. You might mess around, and get traded to a good situation. Like, you might get traded to Kansas City. That, I think that's the best situation that Alvin Kamara could get, is be traded to Kansas City. But anyways, Alvin Kamara, I'm not liking this matchup. The Buccaneers are just really, really good. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So we're looking at, I know we got a couple minutes left. So Baker Mayfield is going to eat. He's gonna go off. I think Igbuka is gonna have another big game. No Bucky Irving, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, Cowboys Broncos. Fire up your Cowboys. Broncos defense is good, but that Cowboys offense is better. For Broncos, J.K. Dobbins, Bo Nix. Go ahead and do that. Packers Steelers. Christian Watson is making his return. So if you are a what you call it? If you are a Packers fan, you're excited about that. If you're a Christian Watson owner, I don't think this changes anything. I wouldn't like confidently start Christian Watson, but if you absolutely have to, you don't have any other choice, and you're hurting because of bye weeks or something like that, then yeah, go ahead and start Christian Watson. Your Steelers, I mean, it's still going to be DK. It's still going to be Aaron Rodgers if you have to. I'm not excited about Aaron Rodgers, but you start in DK. So we saw what the Vikings and Chargers did. Quentin Johnston had a 0 game. So if you did what we said and you went and traded him away, good for you. You got pretty much whatever the value for Quentin Johnston was. And then Monday night's game, we've got Washington versus Kansas City, and Washington's been struggling. Washington's been really, really struggling with the absence of Terry McLaurin, with the absence of Deebo Samuel, with the absence of Jaden Daniels there for a little while. I mean, it wasn't great. So what are we doing here with Washington and Kansas City? I do think Patrick Mahomes is going to have a big game. Okay. I do think that Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt could have a decent game. I'm not going to bank on that, and I'm not going to tell you to bank on that. But this should be pretty exciting. So play teams on bye, which you already know: the Lions, the Raiders, the Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, and Jaguars. So Jaguars can't lose. Cardinals can't lose. Geno Smith can't throw an interception this week. So if you're a Geno Smith owner, which you shouldn't be, man, get that garbage off your team. Get Geno off your team. I don't like Geno even in Superflex, dude. Like, go try and get somebody young who's got upside. The way I see it, like try and package Geno. Try and package Geno. Shoot, anybody else, and go get like a Daniel Jones or somebody that people aren't really like believing in. But anyways, so go ahead and subscribe. That way you can be entered to win for a free jersey, relevant player jersey. It's probably going to be whoever, like our top. We're going to vote on it. What the jersey is going to be, like one of our favorite player this year, fantasy player this year, with Slayton and Mick. You'll find them every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that way we're going over roster questions. We're going over start sits, the big waiver wire ads. Those are the big things, is the waiver wire ads. Because we know that, hey, look, with all the bye weeks and everything like that, like, hey, these are the players that you should be flexing to. So unless you subscribe at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube, I know we're coming to you on the AFC South Show YouTube as well and Facebook. But if you want a chance to enter that to get that jersey, you got to be a subscriber to Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. So without any further ado, go ahead and go over to w.gg, get you some of that good. And I mean, I got it right here. That's how I start my game day mornings. 10% off. All those awesome flavors I got over there. That way they know Kingmaker Sports sent you over there. Get 10% off every purchase, no matter how big the order. Go ahead and get you some. So from everybody here at Kingmaker Sports, we thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out and that notification bell. And if you like watching on game days, we'll see you next Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, getting you ready with all those good morning football. You see what I did there? Roster questions. So good luck, and I hope y'all win. Let's go be royalty, y'all.